So I went to social media asking you guys what you'd like to see in Jurassic World Evolution 3. And a fair few of you did comment on what you would like to add. So I'm not going to do every single one of them because a lot of them do tread on each other's feet because a lot of us want the same things adding to the game, which I'm pretty sure Frontier are listening to because they said they are going to be asking for three of the major things adding to the game that people have been asking for a while. So we're going to start off with Clever Bunny Company, who asked for some baby dinosaurs, and as well they want Caprisuchus, because who doesn't want a little swamp puppy adding to their parks? Now, this is something I would love to see, and how I would love to see it implemented would be able to watch it slowly grow up into different forms, so as a baby, a sub-adult, or juvenile, then sub-adult, and then finishing off with adult. That'd be really cool, and I'm kind of interested to see if Frontier do add this to the game, and how they would implement it. What would be their kind of take to it? Next up, we have Sandhater66, what a beautiful name, who wanted the Cretaceous cruise. Now, this is something I see a lot from content creators and people in the comments and various other forms of social media. People have been asking for boat tours in Jurassic World Evolution, and there's even a mod out there to implement this. But having it as a solid feature in the game would be really cool, especially if you do river tours and things like that. And if they had my idea of the deep water, it'd be really cool if you had to have it in certain lagoons and certain rivers with certain animals that don't harm it. Could you imagine this little cruise ship going along and the Mosasaurus either knocking it out of the water or completely swallowing it, depending what kind of cruise this is? It'd be a tour boat with a glass bottom, or if it'd be a little canoe kind of kayak thing going on. It'd be really cool to see. So that's something I would love to see in the game as well. This next one comes from Finley Alexander Douglas, who said they should add waterfalls as well as Cenozoic creatures. Now, this hits two major things that a lot of people are asking for, and again treading on loads of toes as it were, because it's seen as really popular. One, we'll start off with waterfalls. Now, I've been saying this for a while that I'd love to see actual waterfalls, and again, I know there's a mod for it, but I haven't got into modding yet. But that's a different story. But waterfalls, yes. We use snow usually as fake waterfalls if you don't mod, and it would be really nice to have waterfalls because when you look on some maps on the boundaries, there is working waterfalls, so being able to place your own would be really neat. Now, how they do it would be kind of interesting. Would it be a structure like in Planet Zoo, or would they do it a bit like Zoo Tycoon 2, where if you had a bit of water high, a bit of water low, they would connect to each other via a waterfall, which would be a really cool feature to see in the game. The next part of that is Cenozoic creatures. Now, I absolutely love Cenozoic creatures, and I feel like it would be a fine addition to the game. Now, we have got Sabertooth and mention of Mammoth in the actual canon side of Jurassic World, and I know people are on the fence for it. Some people feel like they don't belong in Jurassic World, and some people say they definitely do. I mean, Cenozoic creatures would have star attractions. I feel like they are very underappreciated by the public in the paleontology eyes, as it were, because everyone's more focused on things like T-Rex, Stegosaurus, Triceratops, things like that, and people really overlook such creatures like mammoths, sabers, terror birds. Now, terror birds being my favorite is something that I definitely would love to see. Now, as it goes, it'd be very interesting to see how they animate fur. They did a great job in the DLCs in Jurassic World Evolution 2 with feathers, so it's going to be interesting to see how they conquer that feat, and yeah, I'd love to see Cenozoic creatures. So next up we have Joey, who's a really cool content creator, and I definitely recommend you should go and check out. They have YouTube, they have Instagram, and they now have a TikTok, where he was asking for more animations with guests like in JPOG and Planet Zoo. Now, as we see in our guests in Jurassic World Evolution 2, they're mainly just there to show how well your park is doing and to be the occasional can of fodder when you get bored and open the gates. Now, in JPOG, something I really loved was the characters had their own names, their own personalities. They had a slight story to them, not enough that is way too much out of the way, but enough to feel slightly invested when you see Tony get absolutely murked by a pack of raptors. That is kind of almost like, oh no, Tony died. But then you get on with it in the end. But it was just something cool, so interesting, and they have an aspect, and you could individually click on them, and see what they enjoyed, what they disliked, how to improve your park, and was just overall a very interesting mechanic. Then Joey also goes on to saying how he'd love like more features where there's like less hitboxes with like buildings and pathwork and things like that. Because honestly, hitboxes, they stress me out. They really do. Sometimes they are the most bizarrest thing where there's like, at least in the game universe, probably about like 10-meter gap. But it's still saying, oh no, you can't place that here because it's too close to something. It's out of the map boundary, even though it's within the map boundary. It's absolutely nuts, and you can see I'm getting tongue twisted talking about it because it is just one of those little frustrating things that get in the way with building your park. So it would be kind of nice to see it being more of a free-fall. I know some people might make some really weird creative things out of it, but then you're going to get some people who are going to make absolutely amazing parks. Both things I love to go and see anyways. So it'd be quite nice seeing the game, no hitboxes, make building of paths easier, because paths are an absolute nightmare. When I see people do absolutely crazy path art, I just think, do they still have their hair? And how stressed were they when making it? Because honestly, some of those things, like I saw someone doing an anime artwork with the path in Jurassic World Evolution 2, and I was like, there is no way. I'd lose what's left of my hair doing that. But yeah, it'd be something interesting to see. No hitboxes. Absolutely love that. And more animations for our guests and make them feel more human rather than just sort of, it's a crowd of people. But yeah, that's a really good suggestion. So the sarcastic paleontologist goes on to saying that we need more attractions, which I completely agree. What he says about the river cruise, which we've already sort of like touched upon. There's also submarine tours, glass tunnels that go underneath the like lagoons of things and water, so they can look up as they see like the marine reptiles swimming around, which would be absolutely awesome. I'd love to see that. Gondoliers, which could be used as like lifts going up and down, and that goes on to various other people's comments where they mention how they would love to see rides within the game that go on with like obviously with the Chaos Theory interactive with the roller coaster. They could even add the Velociraptor coaster that is a real life thing in the game if they really wanted to, as a placeable thing, just as more buildings and like attractments for like our guests, because it will feel more real. It'll add more to it, because obviously the Jurassic World wasn't just dinosaurs, there's various other things going on around which make things really interesting, and it'd be really good to see. So from Wait I'm Goated asks for the Paleozoic era, which would be a really cool addition. Also, we've got donkeys in the game and various other creatures of small variety, but then it's only 3, if I'm right on top of my head, there's only 3 of them. So it'd be nice to see more in that kind of era. Like for me, I'd love like Gotus, I'd love Anomalokairis. I mean, these are very bug related, but there's tons of different things in the Paleozoic, like Gorgonopsid. It'd be really cool to see added into the game and like strengthen a roster of creatures from that zone. And then you would have like a really nice flush zone from like nearly start to finish of what we call like prehistoric. And it would just be very interesting to add to the game. Now, this comment I see a fair bit, either of it being my live streams or of it been when I've been asking what you'd like to see in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Now, Fort Loner Mapping has asked that they would love to see you be able to make your own hybrids. Now, that's something I see a fair bit. Now, I ain't too sure how they would like implement that. Would it be every dinosaur, or would it be only a select few, and you can only change and mix certain aspects of those dinosaurs? Because I could imagine a bit like adding baby dinosaurs and watching them grow up, it'd be a monumental task. Because if those dinosaurs have their own like interactions and battles and things like this, and then you change it so then it's like a T-Rex with a stego tail, does it use that tail, or does it just be just a nice bit of decorative scenery to the dinosaur? And that's the kind of thing, or hybrid should I say, that's the kind of thing like I kind of wonder it would be a absolutely monumental task to add into the game. Now he also goes on about having vivariums for like smaller reptiles, fish and amphibians from the prehistoric times. Now I love that idea, because obviously having these big open enclosures don't make too sense, especially for like a compy who has like a 10-20 meter tall fence keeping it in. It does seem kind of strange, so it would make more sense to have a vivarium. Now, however, I'd love to have it so that you had a choice. You can either place it inside there, which obviously makes it easier for seeing and makes more sense, but then you can also have the choice of having free roaming, especially if you're a Site B builder like myself, who just like making like natural environments and seeing everything roam and interlock with each other in a sense. Crocodilo Monario 99 has asked for deep water to be added within Jurassic World Evolution 3. Now this is something I could get on with. I've been asking for it for a long while. I wish it was in Jurassic World Evolution 2, so then we could choose to add our lagoon animals into normal water sources, which would be perfect for the Site B videos. But yeah, it'd also be cool to see the swimming dinosaurs like it was mentioned about Spinosaurus, it being deep enough to swim for, and Deinosuchus. We definitely need more crocodilomorphs, or we actually need crocodilomorphs, should I say, within the game itself, because prehistoric crocodiles are very cool creatures to look at, and I feel like it'll be a very big wow factor in the game. Again, I know there's mods out there, but I really do want those mods, I really do. But going back to the comment itself, deep water would be very interesting with swimming dinosaurs. I would add an extra aspect, because let's say you make a island hopping sort of like Site B, something I like doing. You could have it so the bigger dinosaurs that can swim can get between these islands, but the smaller dinosaurs that can't swim, they're kind of stuck on there. So you can make like a forced ecosystem, which eventually gets like an invasive species turning up, and it just adds for like extra interesting storytelling on that kind of side, and it looks really cool. Now, if you could add the lagoon creatures into the water, could you imagine how cool it would be to see like a Triceratops swimming across an island, and then like a Liporodon has a stab at it and drags it under the water? It'd be a really cool animation and very interesting hunting. And then a few different like flying reptile species could do water skimming to catch the food, which again would look incredible and something I would love to see as an animation, because then in that case you can have them catching fish in the wild instead of like going to the fish feeders, and you can have all sorts of things like that, and it'd be so cool to see. But yeah, that's massive. That's probably number one on my list. That is number one. Now, the last comment I'm going to use for this video comes from Jurassic Park, who's another great content creator who has some really cool builds to go and see. So I definitely say go and check them out as well. But going on to his comment, he asked for like low fences, visibility of dinosaurs from paths, which it's mind-blowing that it's not an actual thing within the game, because it would make a lot of sense, especially when you can see a Brachiosaurus that's like literally 2 meters in front of you, and you're like, I can't see it. I need to go to that viewing gallery to be able to see this. So yeah, it's a bit mind-blowing that it wasn't in the game at first, but definitely something cool. And again, something we touched on, more Permian species to be added to the game, which again, is something I'm all game for, because the Permian and all that sort of area had some very bizarre creatures, which would make for some quite spectacular viewing opportunities within your park. But yeah, that's everything from me today on this. Let me know in the comments, is this something you would love to see in Jurassic World Evolution 3, and would you touch upon more what I've already said on the kind of things that we've mentioned in the video? Because like, I know I was very brief with it because I don't want this video to be like over half an hour long. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, I'll see you later.